Hi everyone, this is Salvi with your VTuber news today. Before we get into the news, please hit the subscribe, like, and maybe even hit the bell notification icon, and let's get into the first story that we have today. Another month has been added to Aster's globe-trotting quest to procure the most exotic ingredients, this is the person says, but the basic thing here is he is delaying it once again, as you can see here. Live in 42 days, April 30th, 8 p.m. My time, May 1st. In the time of this person who ended up getting this one here, it depends, May 1st at 11 a.m. So they are probably somewhere in Southeast Asia or Japan, based on the differences in time. This person is probably in Japan or, Southeast Asia, which is about 15 hours ahead of my time, which is in the Pacific, the U.S. Pacific. Congrats on 2 years members. Everything was pretty much everything. The whole comment section was purged, it looks like. So the comment section was purged, and this is the new comment section here. And yeah, 5 are waiting. People are, that's fine. If you're waiting, if you are a fan of them, that's fine to wait. But this is more of Aster's running away from the situation that's happening, and Nijisanji trying to make sure everyone forgets about what's going on and make sure that people will, of course, still support them, or at least they're trying to make sure people will support them. They are hoping that people forget about the Aster allegations from various members, as we know from the Razia Warmonic document, that there were many people who were talking to Luca at some point in order to talk to push it up the chain. I'm not going to mention the person who did do the most recent things because, of course, I still believe that I was held in confidence. I was held that in confidence, and I will not leak that name. I never did, no matter what people are saying. You can look at my video on it. I did not leak anybody's information, and I will not leak anybody's information because that's just not what I do. So I do appreciate you guys being patient with me for that, and I do appreciate you guys not pushing me on that. You can probably find out who it is very easily because people put out the non-redacted forms out there. Sadly, people do that for clout and stuff. I put out the redacted forms. I redacted as best I could. So he's still cooked. He's not cooking, but he's cooked. And he's probably, for it to be taking that long, that means the investigation is going on, what is it, like its 3rd month or something? It's going on for a very long time. And this is not ever a good look. We have the special announcement that I did discover, and now we have a little bit of a meme. Needy Sisters be like, basically just waiting. They are patiently waiting. They are unimpressed by this. They are not worried. Well, some of them actually are very worried. But they're unimpressed by the whole allegations. They're unimpressed by all that kind of stuff. The people who are extreme. I'm not talking about the regular fans. I'm not talking about regular Aster Arcadia fans. Of course, when you're a fan of somebody, you don't want to believe that they are, as bad as people are saying they are, of course. And these are still allegations. If you remember, just legally, I have to say this, they are still allegations, even though they seem very credible based on how many people have come out for it. There's still allegations, but just wanted to show you guys this little bit of a meme here. Suisei went on her sub account to say some very important things to her community, reminding them of certain rules and certain things that, just bother her. She went on a sub account because it's hard to say these things usually on your main account, because usually that's where you put promotions, big events, things like that. You don't want a lot of other stuff being there. That's why they make sub accounts. Right now, she said something to stop talking about small stuff. What is this related to? She has a McDonald's collab that has just happened. It is a VR chat kind of collab where they have a VR chat world where she was a part of it, all that kind of stuff. Now, in her announcement and the McDonald's announcement for the collab, they put out a picture. In that picture, you had a lot of people that were going and saying, Suisei's flat, Suisei's small, Chisai, which basically means small, chest area, that type of stuff. I don't want to put it here because, don't want to continue showing all of that stuff. Just, not to rub salt in an open wound. She says, let's stop talking about small stuff. By small stuff, she means that. It's different when, like, for example, it's in an off collab and a member says it, basically a Hololive member who she's a lot closer to, or, it's mentioned in a stream a little bit when, they mention, their size, they themselves mention it, they bring it up in some kind of way, it's brought up, in conversation. That is different. When it comes to a promotion, that's supposed to be a positive thing. Saying these things, beating a dead horse twice and thrice and 15 times over with the same joke again and again rubs people the wrong way. It can get to a point where it becomes actually hurtful, and it actually detracts and distracts from the big thing, which was the McDonald's collab, the fact that she got a McDonald's Japan collab, the fact that it has a VR chat world. All the positive things are destroyed when you keep making jokes like this. And so it's really cool to rub it in completely different places. It's one thing if Hololive members tease them now and then, but I don't think it's right for listeners to do it, especially with the amount that's been done. All right, let's do that. Another one says that it's something only people who are close to Suichan can get away with. I think it's just not right for someone who isn't involved to say that. That's definitely crossing the line. And I do agree with Suisei and the community, which says that was crossing the line. You did it on a post that was supposed to be, celebrating the fact that Suisei and McDonald's are doing the collab. It's, maybe you thought it was funny, but it can get a little overboard. It's fine when it's done occasionally, but it was just so many messages. It hurts. You're hurting your Oshi. If they are your Oshi, you're hurting your Oshi by doing this. I'm not saying don't, and she's not saying just don't do it anytime, but in this case, it was the wrong place at the wrong time. Fox, if you do or don't know, is this one. She used to be Fenriru and, Pochi Wanmaru, all that kind of stuff. So she used to be them, if I'm not mistaken. Please correct me if I'm wrong on one of them. I remember her being Pochi. I think she was Fenriru at one point, and now she was Fluffenfox. So I do follow her, and she did retire. She is semi-retired right now. She's going to stay on, Twitter and stuff like that, respond to fans and things like that. But as far as I know, she's not really focusing on streaming and that type of stuff because she has, it has affected her mental health quite a bit, which is understandable. And it says, hey, quick question. You ever think about joining YouTube? You get more money on YouTube and just Twitch. Also, any chances you'll collab with MIDI.x at all? I feel she would love to have you around. MIDI is cool, but I'm not really streaming much anymore. I also already have a monetized YouTube, but again, I'm semi-retired on this account. So yeah, it's more like if she feels like it, she will stream occasionally from my understanding again. And that is, I have no issues with that. I'm glad that she's doing that in the sense that it is something that she has to take care of herself. She has to make sure to take care of herself first. First and foremost, she has to take care of herself. So she has a Fennec Fox silly post to be happy. I followed her for a while. I supported her when she became Fluffenfox when the whole thing with Idol happened. I supported her heavily, and I still support the silly little Fennec Fox there. And of course, she's showing all the things that happened, all the stuff that she got done, custom figure commissions, and then, the standees, all that type of stuff happening, all the things. She's posting stuff like this. She's doing things like this to kind of give herself a break. And of course, I will respect her break that she's going to have. No one should ask for her to stream on any time that she doesn't want to. Of course, I have big time support for Fluffenfox, and I'm really glad that even though she is on a, technically a break, a retirement, whatever it is, she still has the time and makes the time to respond to fans. That's amazing. Asobi Systems is or Asobi Systems, whichever one you want to call it, is a production company that spreads Japanese culture to the world. It basically takes on talents as their agent and kind of, advertises them and, sends them out to places and things like that. So the reason why I'm talking about them today is they have a huge new talent under their agency, which is Kizuna Ai. They've signed an agent contract with Kizuna Ai. This is different from signing them under the specific company. There's going to be role sharing. This is what I want to focus on. In the future, Kizuna Ai production and creative production will continue to be handled by Kizuna Ai production team. We will mainly serve as an agent in advertising and sales contracts. Basically, Kizuna Ai this time we have signed an agent contract with Asobi Systems. I want to connect with more people around the world through music. With the help of Asobi Systems, who sympathize with my thoughts, we will increase our activities from now on. So this is to help her spread outside of Japan. She already had a large spread outside of Japan, but this is an official way of trying to spread it more outside of Japan. This time for the activities of Kizuna Ai, we work with Asobi Systems in terms of sales and advertising. With the help of them, it will be fascinating the world with its contents from Japan. We believe that we will be able to deliver Kizuna Ai activities, not only in Japan, but also overseas. We will continue to support Kizuna Ai's artist activities in terms of content, such as songs and music. So basically, yeah, they're going to be doing more advertising, more getting their name out. That type of thing is invaluable when you are a talent going out there. So it is a great piece of news for her to have an agency that is pushing her to the wider global market, because yes, Japanese market is very strong for VTubers. It is really out there, especially her, that she's super popular, but getting it out to the world is, keeps your popularity high and keeps the money rolling in, which is what you need if you're going to be living off of this. Penumbral recently got into a little bit of an issue with things that were happening with Rima, Legal Mindset, VNU, all that kind of stuff. And of course, they came out with a response. Said, so I've spoken to Rima following the stream, and a clarification about some things. They got things clarified, basically. Mainly at the time of the stream, I was unaware of the existence of the Twitch VOD, so my knowledge of Rima's stream came from people that were there. One of those people mistakenly told me that they were live streamed Scion's stream. That never happened. It was wrong, and it's 100% on me for not finding a way to personally verify it. In a stream where I talk about due diligence, a F-up of this level is unacceptable. Like myself, I take full responsibility for things I mess up on, I try to correct, and move forward. Of course, I make mistakes again and again, and that's the problem I'm trying to fix. But Penumbral does the same thing, which is what you should do whenever you make mistakes. You should always do that. It's unacceptable, would only further the hate being sent Rima's way, so I've apologized to her personally, and I'm apologizing here to you guys for messing up the situation more and not living up to my own standards. Our stream will stay up. I don't want to just hide my mistakes, and I do stand by what I said for a lot of the rest of the stream. There's an insane amount of harassment and those type of threats flying around at the moment. Yes, there's way too much. I know Rima's dealing with some absurdly abusive stuff, and I've gotten my fair share of S over the situation. I'd like to encourage people to be respectful of both Rima and the talents involved right now, and maybe let the situation cool off a bit. That is a good way of thinking about it. One thing that they added is this. They're saying, no schedule for the week, guys. The recent drama has hit me a lot harder than I thought it would, and kind of made me realize I don't think I'm cut out for this whole YouTuber thing. I'm gonna take a whole week to think about it. I'll stream when I feel up to it, and Twitch chances there'll be Sunday stream, but it might end up being my last one. I'm not sure yet. I'll keep you guys updated. This hit them hard, of course, because when you're not used to getting hit with so much hate, I've gotten used to it. I've gotten very used to it. When you're not used to getting hit with so much hate from places that are very much echo chambers, like Reddit and Twitter and other spaces like that. Reddit is so much an echo chamber. There are whole subreddits where there are echo chambers on one thing or another. They will parrot a certain hated thing again and again. They won't let go things that you've said or done in the past. Hopefully for Penumbral it won't be that way. But yes, Reddit is a place where people will hold on to a grudge for as long as possible, as well as Twitter. As I have mentioned in the past in different stories, and I've shown with different stories, that people on Twitter don't like to be not toxic. They love being toxic. They don't like to be kind. Same thing with Reddit. They love being toxic. They don't like to be kind. So not everybody, of course, but the ones who post tend to be the ones who aren't so kind. Those are the ones that get, a little bit higher, more upvotes, more updates, all that kind of stuff. They get clout that way in some cases. So it does happen. I do hope for Penumbral, though, that they do not stop, because they already have 145k subscribers. Looking at their videos, looking at things that they've done, they have a good amount of views on everything. The VTubing Weekly that they do, their live streams that they do, they get a good amount of views on them. So it would be a shame to lose a person like Penumbral in this whole thing. I hope that they do take some time off to not necessarily reassess, but to recharge their batteries and maybe come back stronger than ever. Tsumicon has ended, and Athena Mythos was a part of the meet and greet schedule for Tsumicon, along with a lot of other Mythos people and a lot of other VTubers, large and small. They were invited by Culture, and of course, this is Tsumicon. It was a Las Vegas convention, and Culture was the group. It is a making anime merch. They make anime merch and things like that. They did invite Athena Mythos along with others. Athena says, it was so nice talking to everyone. I'm honestly kind of emotional that people cared to stop by and chat with me. Absolutely adored getting to meet this adorable snake girly too. Hope attendees have a great rest of their day. This is someone that, of course, they said it was okay to be shared if they wanted to share it on their Twitter, and they were able to, and that is an amazing python there. An amazing python. Of course, you have to always be careful by taking snakes and things like that into places like this, because they can get overly stressed, but that python looks actually pretty relaxed, and I'm pretty sure it's a freaking long one. It's holding onto the leg, but it's a long one. It's one of those maybe Burmese pythons. They can get up to 10 feet, I believe. It's definitely not ball python. Ball pythons are much smaller, so it's definitely like a Burmese python, but it is very nice to see them. And to see Athena, which is one of the new generation of Mythos, have as much fun as they did. For the Pan Yandere of Vialure Official, one of the first generation of Vialure, has had her donathon, her birthday donathon. Now that the dust is settled and I've checked back into reality, my birthday donathon raised a whopping $32,000. That's a lot. The initial goal of $10,000 was surpassed in 20 minutes. Final goal of $20,000 was achieved in 8 hours, leaving Vialure team panicked. Thank you. So that was basically, you know, she was having a moment where she wanted to have her, you know, I think she was trying to do a 24-hour one, a full 24-hour one. Of course, that is never a good idea. I don't recommend that to anybody. I've done 8-hour streams and such, and that wears you out very quickly. So she was able to do quite a long time, but she did have to tap out for her own safety and for her own mental health. She had to tap out. Addendum, initial goal of 10k in 2 hours. Thank you for making it possible to end my 24-hour streams to 14 hours instead. Was really tired. I'm old. Didn't know we hit 10k in 20 minutes. Congrats, Kohai. And it says, did I get that wrong? Did I get it wrong? Let's go, Mercy. I'm so happy for you. That's amazing. A lot of people are saying it's deserved. You know, she was able to do this. This is a big testament to them getting the support that they did originally. A big testament to them entertaining people. When you have these donathons and you have this amount of money raised in however long amount of time, even if it's in the 24 hours, that still means that you have a lot of people willing to support you and out there helping you out. In larger indie VTuber news, we have Snuffy, who says, thanks for gleebing. I hope you all enjoy Sneeby and the space adventures. This is basically her new look. Another one of the many looks. Do it for her. There you go. It's she's had many looks, and of course a lot of independent VTubers do that. Once they, you know, start getting more successful, they start, you know, having more income to spread the love around and to get new looks. Anything that any new inspiration that drives them, they'll get a new look, which is great. You have, this is the full reference sheet here, which is very cute. You have Space Alien Designer, super popular right now, but created this back in November, December. Yippee! Of course, this was created a long time ago by the person who did that for Snuffy. It takes a long time. It takes anywhere from 3 to 6 months to get from initial creation, and I do mean the actual creation, like once it's all done here, to actually getting it fully out there. So that is not unheard of. That is not unheard of. That that would be something that would take 3 months, 6 months, whatever it is for the situation. Of course, everyone's like, good job, great work, well done. This is actually amazingly well done. And here, Garbage Galaxy, super excited to have the opportunity to make this little tune. There's a little tune here. So that's very nice for the space thing. And here we go as well. Stream overlays for Snuffy. Love Alien Raccoons. Freya did it. Their comms are currently open. Freya did their full just chatting section, of course, here. That is always great to see. And I'm very glad that they were able to do something great for Snuffy, and that Snuffy was able to find amazing people such as them. There are hundreds of amazing artists out there to commission. I always have trouble when I want to commission something of figuring out who the heck I'm going to commission. I'm glad that Snuffy was able to get this wonderful thing, and the community, her community, was able to enjoy it. Welcome back, everybody, to the VTuber Showcase, the place where I like to showcase up-and-coming VTubers of various sizes, shapes, types, everything in between. And today we are talking about Phoebe Bane. Why are we talking about them? Because I want to be someone to help out other VTubers, help things move along. Yes, there are some negative things I talk about in my videos, but I want this to be a positive part of my videos every single day. As many videos as I make is as many of these as I'll put out. Today we're talking about Phoebe Bane, who is right here. My name is Phoebe Bane, your friendly neighborhood goblin magus VTuber, or magus VTuber. I'll be focusing on streaming Pathfinder 2 and gaming content along some goblin ASMR. So let's take a look at something that she's done recently.
Like, want to purchase that. Yeah, there's a frog playing in the fucking pool? Alright, that's funny.
She did. That happens. Yes, I fucking pass away way too quickly in these games all the time. And here we have them talking about things of Pathfinder 2, Starfinder 2, other types of videos in case if those are the things that you want to watch, in case those are the things that you're interested in. This is their YouTube side. Thank you again, Phoebe Bane, for allowing me to showcase you on my channel. I do hope this helps you in some way. Thank you so much for watching. That is all the news that we have for today. Please let me know down below if you want to know any more news or if you have any comments regarding anything that you saw here, which I will try my best to respond to. I love seeing your comments down below. Of course, as well, like and subscribe to the channel. That will give you more information every single day. I do 2 videos a day, so hopefully you enjoy.